Hello everyone, today we're playing a budget-friendly homebrew named Temur Fevered Sensations. It centers around two enchantments, Fevered Visions and then Crawling Sensation. The premise behind the deck is to use Crawling Sensation to dump a bunch of lands into the graveyard, and then Splendid Reclamation to bring them back to either ideally cast Burn from Within, blow all your mana, facilitate maybe Sphinx of the Final Word, or you got 7 man lands, make man lands and start the beat stick. I took that idea and I just built around it, and we'll start the deck tech. 26 lands, we're a little high for our count, mainly because we want to see some in the graveyard. Our numbers, because it's Temur, so we're looking at green, red, blue. We're running 13 green, 14 red, 13 blue. It's not ideal, but I'm not buying the pain lands this close to rotation. This deck is rotation proof. There's nothing in here that will rotate. Just 2 Evolving Wilds, because Evolving Wilds come back out of their graveyard. We don't have really a large basic basic land count. Isn't the best because they come back tapped through Splendid Reclamation. Next round they untap, and then we'd search if we had any left, and then they'd still be tapped. So this it's not really great for what we're trying to do. So we're carrying 2 just for a little bit of mana fixing. 4 Forest, 4 Game Trails, 2 Highland Lake, pair Islands, 3 Lumbering Falls, 2 Mountains, 4 Wandering Fumaroles, and 3 Westvale Abbey. The key win conditions, Westvale Abbey is a critical part. I'm thinking it's a 2 of, but I want to make sure I've got it, and I don't want to have to count on Splendid Reclamation getting it back. Ideally, I want to draw it at some point. If it may be worth dropping the Westvale and going with another dual land, like the 4th Lumbering Falls, it's something that can be played with. The decks, it's still a work in progress. Lightning Axes, to kill something a little bit bigger. Card draw, Anticipates, and Tormenting Voices. We don't mind putting land in the graveyard. Madness is Fiery Tempers, so Tormenting Voice really works for us. It's not instant speed, but it can get the lands in the graveyard, which we could then pull back out later. And Anticipate, it does what it needs to do. Pair Radiant Flames, we don't really care about losing our little 1/1s. Yes, it'll slow the Westvale Abbey issue down, but the deck actually, believe it or not, tends to win either just straight up burn with Fevered Visions, or the couple times I pulled Sphinx of the Final Word out, and it's pretty hard to deal with, and it can bring the beats. But there's a lot of decks where Radiant Flames just does a lot of work. So we've got 2 in the main board, 1 in the sideboard. Splendid Reclamation, getting everything out of our lands out of the battlefield tapped. Sphinx of the Final Word, can't be countered, flying X-proof, instant sources. Not that I really care about the instant sorcery spells. It's handy though on the burn. If it is out later on, you have to burn. They can't counter. They're taking it to the face. Anticipates, Tormenting Voice, Incendiary Flow, good damage to the face or to a creature. The exile is pretty relevant. You do see a lot of zombies, and Relentless Dead being gone doesn't hurt my feelings. We talked about Radiant Flames, Fiery Temper. Solid card all around. Can Madness off Tormenting Voice, Madness off Lightning Axe, just hard cast, whatever you need to do. Crawling Sensations. That's key to this deck. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may put 2 cards. Okay. Whenever 1 or more land cards are put into your graveyard from anywhere for the first time each turn, put a 1/1 green insect creature token onto the battlefield. So that's each turn. If you discard during your opponent's turn as well, you'll get another. You won't get to put the land in, but you will get another insect. So Lightning Axe on your opponent's turn, followed by Fiery Temper, and just discarding land. We'll earn you another insect. Fevered Visions. It brings the beats, provides you gas, does everything you need to do. And in fact, I'd say half my wins with this deck have just come on the back of Fevered Visions, and then Crawling Sensation for a little incremental damage, followed by a little bit of burn. Splendid Reclamation returns just a sorcery. Everything out of the graveyard back comes in tapped. Hopefully next round, if it's a ton of it, burn. If you got 2, then we're gonna have to. Again, we talked about Sphinx. Sideboard's fairly simple. Negates, Summary Dismissals. It's for Emrakul. Let's be honest. An additional Radiant Flames for a little bit more board wipes. Lightning Axe for a little bit more tougher removal. Clip Wings. Probably not necessary. Wasn't sure what else to stick in. Pulse of Murasa. really to defend against the thermal alchemist decks or the burn, get some health back, bring land. You don't really want to bring land back, but you're not going to get a creature unless you've managed to dump the Sphinx or something into the graveyard. You can bring it back. But other than that, really you're just using it for the health. That's the deck. We will see if we can find a round. Actually 4. We'll do 4 rounds. We'll play it as is and we'll see what happens.